Jamie on the mic, got the stats so tight. Jonathan's fire bringing heat tonight. Justin with the plays, got the game on lock. Jacob's got the style, we're ready to rock.
Brothers united, talking all the sports, laughing, debating. We bring the reports from the field to the court. We calling the spree, four voices, brothers, and let's take pure comedy.
What's up, everybody, and welcome to another episode of the 4J Show, where we're four brothers, four voices, just endless takes and pure comedy. As you can see today, we are missing one of our brothers. He is a travel nurse, and he is on a contract right now. So he's out there making that bread. So we're just going to fill in and keep things rocking and rolling while he is out there. But I'll let the other brothers introduce themselves.
What's up, Justin? Your fact checker. Both my teams had byes, so I had a pretty relaxing weekend. But other than that, great football today. So can't be mad.
My Steelers won, as usual. Colts really trash. Don't even know why they were ranked the number one team. Couldn't generate any offense. Just hot garbage, especially against our defense, who's been struggling all year. Just hot trash. But I'm ready to get into this.
That's how we're starting.
Anyway. Well, each week we start off with some hot news and hot off the press hot news. We had two more firings when it comes to college football this week. The two firings that we have Hugh Freeze at Auburn, which everybody saw coming. And then we also had the offensive coordinator at South Carolina get fired, Mr. Mike Shula, which all of us being Bama fans absolutely hate that name, but also thank that name because he's the reason that we got the great, the legend, Nick Saban.
Yes.
But Hugh Freeze being let go, I mean, it made absolute sense for Hugh Freeze to be let go. Like at 15-16 at Auburn, I think personally I don't know if he was being stubborn or what it was, but I'm not quite sure what his quarterback choice is. Like ultimately, that's what lost him. He's got a phenomenal phenomenal defensive coordinator. He has had great defense for the past couple of years, but he has sold in on a couple of quarterbacks that just haven't panned out, honestly.
Yeah, he's wasted.
Yes.
I think we could say this about the past few Auburn coaches, and they're wasting these defenses. Like their defenses are so good. Like for years, Auburn's defense is going to show up. I just don't understand. It's like after, no, it wouldn't be Ken because then they went to, who was that number 14? Marshall?
Nick Marshall.
Yeah. But after that, can you name one that really just stands out? Because Jarrett Stidham wasn't all that great.
Jarrett Stidham played okay.
He played okay. Okay, that was it. Outside of that,
and at Auburn, was he that great? I'm not going to say he was, but you can't take away. Bo Nix is a pretty solid quarterback, and he was at Auburn. He was better at Oregon, but he was at Auburn.
This is what I say to that, and where I'm saying before everybody tries to kill me in the comments and stuff. What I'm saying is, what did they do though? Like, what did Auburn overall do outside of a few upsets, but nothing? Like you're never really towards the midway point in the past, 7-8 seasons have went, Auburn's going to be there. They're going to be in that playoff hunt. They're going to be right there for a championship contender. So I don't even know if it's just a huge free problem rather than like all these Auburn coaches are just missing on QBs. Like it makes no sense. But he definitely deserved to be fired because there's no reason for that to keep happening. And you keep putting out the same product every single week thinking something different is going to happen. Like you have to do something different. And they just didn't want to. So I don't think it was a shock to see his name was fired, but I just wonder who they're going to replace it with.
Literally anything else, anybody else. I mean, they can't do worse. Let's be honest. They just lost to Kentucky. Like, I mean, I could go out there and lose Kentucky, like, if I'm being honest. But, I mean, my thing is, like, with him being there, he's never had a quarterback where you sit there and was like, yeah, he's my number one quarterback. It's always like, he's my number one quarterback, but should we put in the backup? It's always a question on should we always put in somebody else? or something like this. And also, I also feel like, brother, at some point, Arnold is not it.
No.
He's just not. You gotta put in the backup, and you're not
Or
even.
Duke. Well, they did put in the backup against Kentucky.
Did it?
Where's
I was
Deuce?
curious why. Well, that's where I got so curious in the Kentucky game. Like you're saying, put in the backup. You put in the backup, it didn't work. Then you went back to Arnold. You know Arnold's not going to work. Why didn't Deuce get a chance? That was my biggest question. Like, where was Deuce?
Yes. I
Is
think
Deuce that bad?
right. Because the way they were talking about in the preseason, you would have thought this was like the next coming of like a Cam Newton in a sense. But
I also did hear, like, I don't know how true this is, but I remember reading it that apparently Deuce marked off like everything on his Instagram about Auburn. He took it off.
Well,
so could it be he already knows he wasn't going to play? They were like, yeah, Arnold's our guy, and he's just like, okay, then I'm out. Don't even try to play me.
I don't know.
That's a tough
It's
one.
just crazy, especially. It's crazy to think with all the turmoil, especially because with the transfer portal, there's been some really big names in the transfer portal that are playing good football at other schools right now.
Yep.
And you can't say that Auburn couldn't sell themselves knowing, hey, we don't like, especially like the past couple of years, we need a quarterback. You're going to be our starter. Like that should have been great selling point for somebody to come into. And they couldn't do it. And what's even crazier, and I don't know how true it is, you know, you hear rumors all the time, but like there was rumors that Cam Ward wanted to go to Auburn, and Auburn just wouldn't. Said Thorne was their guy, but there was rumors he wanted to go there. So it's like you look at that, and it's like, man, you could have got a guy like that. You could have like, there's just a lot of stuff you hear, and it's absolutely crazy. But anyway, other big news, and I won't call it big news because I absolutely hate them. The World Series ended Friday night. And the Dodgers won. It was okay. I mean, they're an okay team. You know, they're trash. I hate them. They shouldn't have won. It was just crazy. I hated it. Nobody really wanted to win. Everybody hates the Dodgers, but anyway. Y'all want to move on to college football?
No, because
bro, the Dodgers are pay to win. Let's be honest. They're literally pay to win. Also, Shohei Ohtani, isn't his contract? They don't have to pay it until he's like 30 years, 80 years old. Like he's 80 years old, and then they pay him. Like, bro. So that's my issue. My issue with baseball, I feel, because I'm starting to get into baseball, and my team's the Pirates.
Trash.
We're trash. We've been trash.
Spend.
Don't do anything. Buddy should sell the team. But it doesn't make sense to me that there's no salary cap. And also, it doesn't make sense to me that even if there is a salary cap, there should be a salary limit. Like, because some of these teams are out here not paying anything for their teams, just getting free money from the league. And it's so boring because you only see the top teams. You never see like another team come up and actually compete unless they get a different owner who actually starts spending money into their franchise. Because it's just, I don't know. They need to change something with baseball because it's just, I don't know how to say it. It's boring.
Well, no,
it's the same teams.
It's exactly what you just
said.
You
see the same teams. That's what I mean by boring.
Historically, for the past few years, the teams, a lower salary team is not making a run or not doing it. It's the salary guys, which makes sense because those guys are getting paid for a reason. Like it does make sense. But it's also frustrating. I've heard people with that same argument, like team like the Pittsburgh Pirates. Like I want to say they are the most profitable team when it comes to they don't make the most money, but when it comes to profit versus salary cap versus what they bring in, they're the most profitable team in baseball because they literally don't pay anybody. And once they do phenomenal in their draft, but once a guy gets developed and gets ready for the next contract, they trade him. And so there's been some things going around where people have been arguing about it, saying, "Hey, let's not give them a salary cap because historically baseball's never had one, but a salary minimum has to come into effect at some point because you can't have teams like the Pirates who are literally okay with not winning anything and just making a crap ton of money all year
because they know the fans are going to show up no matter what. That's my issue with it. It's like the fans are going out there and supporting you and supporting these teams, and they don't care. They don't.
But I will say this because there was a lot of Dodger hate right there. And I'm not a Dodgers fan. Just like Jacob, I watched baseball this season. I started watching a little bit last season. Really watched it this season. And I say I watch it. I've always watched, but never been into it. Ohtani's going to go down as probably the best baseball player ever. I mean, there's nothing you could take from that. He's the best hitter we're probably ever going to see. He can pitch.
I forget you're younger than me, but Barry Bonds is the best hitter of all time, and I watch him.
Jamie, I think by the time it's over, Ohtani's going to take that easily. So, again, okay, fine. For argument's sake, top 3 base hitter. He's getting up there as being one of the best base runners we've seen with the way he steals, because it isn't like he's just sitting around. He's stealing. He can pitch. I mean, there's not much he can't do. And he's at the top in every category for a reason. He's going to go down as one of the best that we've ever seen. And there's nothing that could really take.
You forgot one stat, too.
What's that?
He's one of the best gamblers out there, too.
Okay.
No. His translator is.
His translator is the best gambler, not him.
His translator is, even though he can speak English, he needs a translator.
And I think you feel this way about the Dodgers because Freddie Freeman, I mean, that's the best. This is going to be one of the best ways to end your career. And I know he was on your team for the Braves, but they're going to know it more for what he's doing with the Dodgers. And I hate that for him. Okay, Jamie, you say that. But
I thought he won with the. I thought he won with the Braves.
He did. He won. He won one with the Braves. He's won 2 with the Dodgers back to back. Haven't happened since 2000. And Yamamoto, I know I butchered the name. That Joker can pitch. We haven't seen pitching like that in who knows how long. Like, well-deserved MVP for the World Series because complete games, and then you come in and save like that. And in that one of the greatest games we saw, 18 innings, he comes in and does that too. Or he comes in and he's telling them, like, put me in. I will close this out. Now, I believe his name was Will Klein, or the pitcher with the beard. He came in. He submitted himself in Dodgers history. But Yamamoto, I know I haven't since what? Well, you know what? I was about to say something crazy, but Paul Skeens really good too. But
Paul Skeens,
yes,
Paul Skeens,
he's gonna be a Dodger soon. He'll be a Dodger soon.
That's why I hate the Dodgers, because what you just said is probably true. He'll be on the Dodgers next year. It's going to piss me off because it's like,
I know. And what makes me mad is like this year, our the owner of the Pirates came out and said, "Yeah, we're going to really try to make a push this year," and then
the Pirates,
he doesn't do nothing.
The Pittsburgh Pirates.
Anyway, let's just talk. Let's get into some more things in football. We had a bunch of fun football games this week. It was very kind of crazy week when it comes to the grand scheme of things. One, Miami getting beat. I honestly didn't think Miami had a loss left on their schedule. These last 2 losses though, their offense has disappeared. Like you can't really blame the defense. The offense has disappeared, and Carson Beck is throwing interceptions. Like, and tell me that's not why they're losing.
Can I ask y'all a question about Carson Beck? Since we just brought him up, is he talking himself out of being like a good pick? Because I don't think the first round's in his sights anymore. But he might could have got a second, a third, maybe. I think he's talking himself out of play, not just play itself. The way he's talking in these pressers, like, I've never seen a quarterback throw his team and his coaches under the bus as much as I've seen him. Because if you didn't see his comments after this past game, he said they just kept calling the same plays, and I only can execute what gets called. And it's like, brother,
but you're not executing,
right?
Because those big and I get what you can say sometimes. Like, I do understand where receivers can run into interceptions. I do get that, but like some of his decisions for throwing, like that the last pick in overtime. Even if that receiver had taken that ball flat, it would have had to been an absolutely perfect ball. And the way he had been throwing all day, it wasn't going to be a perfect ball. So at best, it gets broke up. At worst, is what happened. It got picked off. So I didn't really like that. So it was just absolutely crazy. And I agree. I just don't think he's going to be a high pick right now.
I got a question though.
Mm-mm.
With this loss,
Out.
they're
Done.
they're not going to the playoffs
No.
unless a
Correct.
lot of teams start losing like crazy.
No, they would have to get – the only way I see them in now is if they would make it to the ACC championship, and they have just put themselves way out of ACC championship
Yep.
contention.
Yes. Very
I
much
think they're
so.
like 10th in the ACC right now.
Yeah, no, it's crazy because they got 2 losses, and there's a bunch of – I want to say – well, I say a bunch. A couple of them lost this week, but there's still quite a few ACC teams that still just have 1 loss in ACC play.
Mhm.
So it's like it's one of those things where it's like it's just crazy. I do feel bad for them a little bit because I do think that roughing the passer call, and we're going to get into some of these calls a little bit later, but I do think that roughing the passer call that got SMU into field goal range was I'm not making that call. Like that was a bad call. But then again, like you're in overtime with a senior quarterback that's supposed to be a top 5 pick preseason, and he threw interceptions. Like you can't throw interceptions. That's what lost them their first game. That's what lost them this game. Both of those games they had chances to win, and what happened in both of those games? Interceptions. I know the ball was batted at the line in the other game, but still, it's just one of those things that's part of football. Like you can't have interceptions to close game. But speaking of the ACC and quarterback play, Haynes King, a guy who we have all been absolutely loving all year, goes out there and loses another one. Loses for the first time. And it's just absolutely that was if you watch that game, they had crazy. Haynes King threw for what? It was 308 yards and rushed for, or might be shorting him. He rushed for 100 yards, threw for 400 yards. And if you hear that and you hear that they lost, it makes absolutely no sense. Yeah, Haynes King threw for 408 yards and he rushed for 103 in a loss.
Yeah.
In a loss.
It's crazy
But
stats.
but Georgia Tech's been like that the whole year. Like they've always been skating by, barely winning these games. Eventually, it's going to catch up to you.
Yeah,
and it finally caught up to them. That's what I feel like. Because I always feel like they're if either the offense isn't struggling, the defense is struggling. I feel like that's how it is for Georgia Tech. Every time I've at least watched them, because that Wake Forest game, their offense couldn't move their ball, but their defense started stepping up. And then I think what was it? The Clemson game, I think their offense stepped up and their defense couldn't step up. Like, I feel like that's what it was, and they just always got lucky breaks for them, and it finally caught up to them, and that's why they lost.
Yeah, that was literally going to be everything I said. I just think it finally caught them. I mean, you kept squeaking by. Eventually, it's going to get you. I do hate that because, like you said, Jamie, I really like Haynes King. He's the definition of putting a team on your back and willing yourself to victories. And I hate that for him. But, I mean, they still got a good chance to make it to the playoffs. I mean, I don't think, there's anybody in the ACC they should be worried about. So I think they're going to go to the championship game. I think even if they...
But they still have Georgia on their tackle. They still have Georgia on their schedule.
2 losses.
They still have Virginia.
I think they can get Virginia.
They don't have Virginia, I don't think.
Do they have
Virginia? Do they have Virginia?
They're going to have to meet Virginia in the conference
in the championship.
But in the championship game,
if they
keep it like they did last year, you're not kicking them out just because they lost.
I think they would kick them out with 3 losses.
That's what I'm saying. They're going to have 3 losses. That's the issue.
They'd have to beat Georgia.
So, but then they would go back against everything they did last year, where they said that the championship games can't hurt your chances.
That's because they had 2 losses.
I think that's if you're talking about 2-loss teams. When you go 3-loss team, it does make it interesting. But really and truly, what y'all said is true. The difference in this game was the short field goals where Georgia Tech has been punching in touchdowns. They had, in the third quarter, they had 2 goal line. I mean, I think they were on the 10 both times, and they had to take field goals there. And they ended up losing the game by 12. You talk about 2 touchdowns versus 2 field goals, completely changes the game. And they also, I mean, their defense, I think they kind of gave a game plan. Now, again, you got to have a solid running back, but they kind of gave a game plan to beat them because they gave Scott 194 yards.
Yes.
He ran for 194. Like,
Insane. Insane
they couldn't
rushing.
stop him. So it's like, go run the ball against them, and you got it. But it's just crazy. The ACC's still wide open, though. I mean,
Yes.
there's still 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 one-loss teams in conference play, and Virginia's the only undefeated one. So it's still wide open to see. So it's going to be fun, or I say fun. It's going to be interesting to watch how that shapes up because, again, last week I drew out this long thing of how Miami wasn't going to make it. I feel like they kind of knocked themselves out this week, but it's still like who – could we potentially, depending on what happens, have a 3-loss ACC championship winner again? Because wasn't Clemson 3-loss winner last year?
Were they
so? Yeah, they
3? I think.
I think they were
you might be
3-loss.
right. They might have been 3-loss team.
Yeah, I think,
and they had to beat
so it's
SMU.
like, are we going to have another 3-loss team from the ACC in the college football playoff, which would be absolutely crazy. But another team we all been big on and hot on, and stuff like that, kind of transitioning, Vandy. That Vandy Texas game was a crazy game to watch, and I'm very disappointed in Vandy because their tackling in the first half was so bad,
atrocious
so
tackling.
bad. That was the difference in the game.
Yes,
Yep.
They let Texas jump up because they couldn't tackle them, and I give Stark his props. And I know people are going to be. I've seen people talk about Arch's back and stuff like that. He simplified the game plan, and honestly, the game plan was throw screens, throw quick reads, throw that. He had a couple of reads. Don't get me wrong. He made a couple plays, but if you look at the game plan, they had a bunch of big wide receiver screens. Mingo takes it 75 yards to the house. Wide receiver screen, they take it 40 yards up the middle. Quick slant, 30 yards up the middle because of a lot of missed tackles.
Yeah.
That was the game plan.
Yeah.
And Arch executed it. He really did.
I agree.
Yeah.
I would say it's so funny you said that because that was literally what I was thinking. It was like I saw so many screens. Like there was one time they did the same screenplay like 3 plays in a row, but it was working. So it was
they were
like
getting 10, 15 yards.
Yeah, it was like what was the
because
point?
they couldn't tackle. That was why I was so frustrated though, because if Vandy had them stopped, they had them wrapped up for losses. I could count how many times. Dude with the dreads, I can't think of his name. He's got the he's got the bleached dreads on Vandy, and I'm drawing a blank on his name. He's been tearing people up all year. I saw him have Arch wrapped up in the backfield, miss him. I saw him have their running back number 5 wrapped up. He had the receiver. He was reading the plays. He just wasn't making the tackles today. Or yesterday, I guess.
I think that just was the biggest thing is the missed tackles. You let too much of a gap happen, and it took Vandy's offense a second to kind of rev up. And we've been saying Texas has an elite defense, like an elite defense. So
but Vandy picked them apart in that fourth quarter.
In that fourth quarter, yes. But before then, I mean, they had Vandy. And Vandy had Texas, but like you said, they were just missing so many tackles. It was uncharacteristic for any football team to miss that many tackles for that many big plays.
One that's been playing that well all year long.
Yes.
That many tackles was wild.
True. I got a quick question about the game because people keep talking about it. What about that 2-point conversion?
That was not no 2-point conversion. That was not no 2-point conversion. When that went to video review, I get on the field calling it because it was close on the field. I get on the field calling it, but after looking at the pylon cannon and everything, like I'm like.
But since they called it, was it enough? They could be like, it's not enough evidence to overturn it.
That pylon cannon pretty close.
Know what else you could have looked at.
But it is a little crazy. They didn't call that, so they covered the spread. But I'm just saying, they may need to get investigated.
You got an FBI?
No, that's just that. Yeah, that one just killed me. That one absolutely killed me. But it was a good game, and I mean, how close were they to getting the onside kick and getting in field goal range to send it to overtime? If I honestly think, and I know in those situations it's so hard not to, but if those guys don't panic, if they just scoop it, go, they had it. They really did have it.
Insane the way they ended.
But No, it was. But speaking of uncharacteristic games,
Mhm.
that Tennessee game.
Bruh.
Talk about like that Tennessee offense, and they were explosive all night, but turnovers at the worst times.
I just couldn't
Once you got on
understand
the other
what they
side
were
of the field,
doing. Mm-hmm.
What it was again, it was almost like they were trying to like there. I literally thought the first turnover, which was a fumble, and I want to know what the quarterback. So I know it was an RPO,
Mm-hmm.
but I want to know kind of where his read was because that end came off free
Free.
on that fumble.
Yes.
Like scot free, and he wasn't going any angle towards the running back. And he pulled it, tried to throw it, and it fumbled. And I was just sitting there like, where were you? Like, what was your cue? The slant was there, but what was your cue not to give that ball because it was going to be it was going to be a 3-4 yard run too. You know what I mean? So it was like,
Yeah.
but they were. It felt like every time Tennessee was about to blow the top off, they either took a sack or threw a pick or a fumble or something.
I don't understand this Tennessee team because I think their greatest strength is running the ball. And it's like they want this Joey guy to be in Heisman talks and they have to put the game on his back, but they have good running backs. And it's like you
really
said,
good.
it's like when they get past that 50, it's like, well, y'all no longer can contribute because y'all would take away stats from our receivers and our QB. And I felt like they could have ran away with that game so many times. And
They-
they just kept letting Oklahoma sit around. And then once you had that league on, it's just there's nothing you could do because you're making too many mistakes at this point. So there's nothing you're going to do to amount that comeback. So I don't understand.
They did that against Bama. Remember, they were
Yes.
running it down Bama's throat. We couldn't stop it to save nothing. Pause. But and then they just stopped going to it, and then they started throwing the ball. And once they started throwing the ball, Bama set in. They pinned their ears back.
Yep.
They started getting after the quarterback, and they
Yep.
couldn't do anything. And then once they saw, oh crap, now we're really behind. Now we actually have to throw the ball. It made it even worse. That's what I feel is wrong with a lot of offensive coordinators and coaches just in general these days. They feel like they need to throw it too much. I feel like
Yes.
the run game is good for a reason. Like if you have a good run game, you can pass. You can't have a good pass game and run. I'm sorry, that's just not how it works. The only way to have a good pass game is to have a good run game.
I feel
You
like
have to be a complete offense.
every team outside of which I'm sure there's other smaller teams that have a good balance, but like the top teams right now, if you're watching, every team outside of Notre Dame, they just want to throw the ball. Like you don't see any running back that is just like, dang, that's a dominant running back like Notre Dame has in Love. But they're very, very great running backs in these top teams, but they're just not getting utilized the way they should be. And it's like all these coaches want their quarterback because they know it's a quarterback driven league. So they want their quarterback to stand out. They want their quarterback to have the great stats. And the way you get your quarterback to have the great stats, you have to have that balance. You need them to want to feel like they have to stack the box so your receivers have one-on-ones and not just dropping in zones the entire time. But I think it's just plaguing college really bad right now.
Yeah, but we would be remiss if we didn't talk about the real MVP of this game, and that is Oklahoma's kicker.
Oh my God!
Talk about 4 for 4. He had 4 for 4, and he had 2 55-yarder and a 51-yarder. And honestly, like the turnovers were the big difference in the game, but Tennessee got their own turnovers too. They just didn't score on them.
Mm-hmm.
Oklahoma didn't score touchdowns on their turnovers, but they kicked field goals and long field goals at that. And a huge turning point in that game was the pick right before halftime.
Mm-hmm.
Oklahoma gets the ball back with 16 seconds left. All they had to do was get 5 yards, and he kicked a 55-yarder.
Mm-hmm.
And that pick, another thing that I questioned what was going on. If you watch that pick and watch the highlights, if you go back, the pick was bad.
Yeah.
And Aguilar, Tennessee's quarterback, walks off to the sideline, looks at the coach and said, "What happened?" I'm dead serious. Go watch his lips. He said, "What happened?" and I'm like, that is concerning.
Yes.
But anyway, hopping off that,
Wait,
what's
real
up?
quick on their kicker, Brody out there in booty shorts, and he don't get like a flag or the refs tell him pull his knee thing
These
down. Like,
pants are wild nowadays. They're so
5-inch inseam,
short,
boy.
man.
that I thought the whole thing is you had to have your knee pads covering your knees, and if you don't, you
No.
get out of the game or you get a flag.
Not no more.
Is
Not
that
no
Next
more.
thing, next year they coming out in Sophie shorts. I'm telling
Yes,
y'all,
easily. I can see it. I
they're
can
gonna be
see
a
it.
Nike Pros.
Yep.
Bruh, like
It's getting crazy. It's
that's
getting
crazy.
crazy.
All right, but you can
Yeah,
go
but
ahead.
speaking of college football, though, this Tuesday, I know everybody's super excited. We're going to get the first look at our college football playoff bracket from the College Football Committee. We've been waiting for it because I'm ready to see how they associate some of these teams, what they actually see on them, and where we're at with that. So, with that being said, this week we wanted to kind of do our top 12 / college football playoff bracket. Now, as of right now, I'm not. We didn't want to get too big into the weeds, so we're not doing the teams with the buys and all that kind of stuff. We just kind of did best 12 plus group of 5 if they qualified, that sort of deal, as what we see in the season right now. So, anyone of y'all want to go first, or y'all want me to just take it?
Let
Go
me
ahead,
send
go
mine
ahead.
first.
Go ahead.
Let me send mine
Okay,
first.
cool.
I
Cool.
think
So what I did mine. The order, I'm okay with my order. So I got one, and I know people are going to get mad about it, but I don't care. One, right now, the most consistent team in college football is Indiana.
Mhm.
2, I got Ohio State. 3, Texas A&M. 4, Bama. 5, Georgia. 6, Ole Miss. 7, Oregon. 8, BYU. 9, Texas Tech. 10, Virginia. And this is where my list might make people a little bit upset. 10, Virginia. 11, Louisville. 12, Memphis. The only thing on my list that I think people might get a little bit upset with, and again, there's a lot of football, so this could change. Everybody knows the first top 12, the first college football playoff look changes drastically over the years. But me personally, I think what we're going to see by the committee, I think Notre Dame's going to be in. Me personally, I think if a 2-loss Big 12 or a 2-loss ACC who play in the championship, if they end up losing and that is their second loss, I think that trumps Notre Dame.
Yeah.
I think you can't take away from conference. So if the Big 12 and the ACC championship is played by 2 1-loss teams, or the team that loses becomes a 2-loss team because of the championship, I think they bump Notre Dame out just based off what they did last year. I could be completely wrong because I know Notre Dame plays by their own set of rules when it comes to college football.
Yes.
But me personally, that's what I think is going to happen. And so I have, and then my group of 5 team, I got Memphis.
I'm not mad at that. I think that Notre Dame take is real. Because you'll see on my list, like I'm the same way with Notre Dame. I just, yeah, that's a whole different discussion. But I think that's a good list. I don't see anything that like stood out as like, oh my god, I can't believe. I think that was good.
Yeah, cool.
I'll go. Well,
All right.
I kind of have like a bracket up, so I can kind of put
Okay.
my teams and visualize where my teams are going to be. So they're not going to put them there because I already know because they're lame. But we all know who the true number 1 is. I think number 1 will be Bama, in my honest opinion. I think number 2, I think Ohio State beats Indiana in their
Okay.
their conference. So those are our 2 buys. There's your 2 buys. 3, I'll put. I think Virginia. Y'all, you think I'm crazy? I think Virginia wins the ACC, so they're going to have a bye.
Okay.
And then 4, I think BYU beats Texas Tech and then wins the Big 12, so they're going to be the other bye. And then Memphis.
Remember, they changed the rules this year. You don't have to be a conference championship to get the bye.
Yeah, I think it's top 4.
Wait, what?
Yeah, I think they
If
changed
the
it
top
this
4
year.
get a
It's
bye,
top
you don't have to
4.
be a conference champion. So potentially, say Ohio State and Indiana go undefeated, meeting the Big Ten championship,
They both
they
can get a
both can
bye.
get the bye.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah. Yeah,
It
it's
changes
different.
things
Oh,
a lot
okay,
this year.
okay. Then the top four is going to be the top four right now. Then for me,
Oh, you think it
I
don't
think
change?
Texas Tech, Alabama, yeah, Texas Tech, Alabama, Oregon, Indiana. I think
Texas
those
A&M,
four.
not Texas Tech.
Texas A&M,
Mhm.
my bad. Texas A&M are going to have a bye. Those
Okay.
are going to get in. Then I feel Memphis is going to get in. Okay, but if you're a conference champion, do you get in automatically? Is
You
that what you're
Conference
automatically
saying?
get
champions get
in.
the
Okay,
automatic bid.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
automatic bid. Okay. So then I think those four are going to stay in. So that's four.
Okay.
Then I think BYU is going to win their the Big 12.
Mm-hmm.
I think Virginia is going to win.
Mm-hmm.
I think Oregon is going to be in. I
Okay.
think these are no in specific order. Ole Miss.
Mm-hmm.
You think I'm crazy? I think they put in Vandy over Notre Dame, even if Vandy's 13. I'm gonna put it like that. I'm gonna put it like that because they already came out last year after everybody the big uproar. They said they're gonna take strength of schedule into play, and Vandy had a way harder schedule than Notre Dame. So I also think Notre Dame's gonna make it. What I give? I give Louisville. So what am I at? 7?
Mm-hmm.
7? Okay. Then I said Ole Miss. Have I said Ole
Yeah,
Miss yet?
you said Ole Miss.
Okay. Ole Miss, Vandy. Okay. Then who else? Where's that? I actually think I said Memphis, right?
No.
Memphis
Okay.
getting in because they're going to be the Power Five. So I have Ohio State, Indiana, Texas, Alabama, Georgia, obviously.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know how I forgot them.
I think that's
And
everybody.
yeah, I think that's everybody. Yeah, so I think that's going to be my list. I actually don't think, if I'm being honest, if Vanderbilt wins out, and like I think even a Texas wins out, Notre Dame is not getting in. That's another issue that you have to.
You're just going straight to.
That's where. Well, that's where I'm going to get curious where you're going to see the college football playoff committee rank them, because at the end when you have these 2 lost teams, it's going to be who has the best win and what win will Notre Dame hang their hat on.
Just USC, ain't it?
Arkansas,
but what's that win? What's that win going to look like at the end of the year?
Right, and that's
Yeah.
I'm agreeing with you. Like, I don't see a win that just puts them over the top, because like even with them playing Navy, and Navy's had a good season, I don't think that's like a statement win. So it's funny, Jacob, that you brought up Texas, because at one point, and I don't mind saying it now, at one point I had them in my list because it's the brand. Texas. Most of some of these AP voters or college voters and stuff like that, like they see that Texas logo, you're going to put it in. You lost twice. You lost to Ohio State, and you lost to Florida. So you had a bad loss to Florida, and you lost to the number 1 team in the nation at the moment. But yet, you're stacking some wins right now. You have 2 top 10 wins against Oklahoma and Vandy. And by the end of the season, what do they? They don't play Texas A&M, do it?
Yes, they
play
last
Georgia
game
and Texas A&M.
They play both of them. Okay,
Wait, they still haven't played Georgia yet. Oh, never mind. Texas ain't coming.
Wait.
If they win both of those games, they're in over Notre Dame no matter what.
They're in.
Yeah, 100%.
And I said it's a long shot, but
and then let's say those two, let's say Georgia and Texas A&M lose to them, they're in over Notre Dame.
I have one caveat to that when we get to my list, because y'all are gonna be shocked because I don't have somebody in my list.
Okay.
But okay, we'll jump to my list. It's because I keep hitting at it. So I kind of mimic y'all for the first 4. I think it's Ohio State, Indiana, Alabama, Texas A&M. Then I also have Ole Miss, BYU, and Texas Tech, because I think they both will go to the Big 12, and I think BYU will be undefeated. I think Texas Tech will have the one loss. I think Texas Tech comes on top. I don't think you can drop them both out. I also put Notre Dame in because as much as I don't think they should be in, they're ranked so high already. And I get that college football has their own rankings, and it'll be interesting to see where they put them on Tuesday. But if on Tuesday, if they're at 13, they're in. Like, it's no question in my mind. If they're one spot out, they're in. Because a bunch of these teams are going to play each other or play great competition that I think they're going to lose to. It's going to boost Notre Dame in. Hate it. I then have Georgia Tech and Virginia because I think that's your ACC. And I think that's where, I think because both of them are going to have maybe one loss, that it's not going to matter who wins. They're both in. And then
Georgia Tech will have two. Based off your list.
So wait.
If you put Georgia in.
No. See?
Oh.
I don't have Georgia in because I think Georgia lose to Georgia Tech the last week. And them with two losses and with so many two losses and then losing at the end of the season. Because when you lose, it matters. Everybody knows that. When you lose, it matters. I think there's going to be too many teams in their conference championships with one losses. That there's going to be a lot of two-loss teams that have all the resume to be in, but are going to get left out. And that's just me. So I don't have Georgia making it right now. And that's crazy to say because they beat Ole Miss, but I don't see Ole Miss losing again. So, and then I end it with Memphis. So that is going to be.
So my only
12.
question to that is,
Mm-hmm.
You put Notre Dame in, correct?
Yes.
I heard you correct. You put Notre Dame in.
I did.
What
for the
win
first
would
week.
Notre Dame hang over a two-loss Georgia? Georgia could say, I beat Ole Miss, who you also put in.
Yes.
But Notre Dame can say, I beat.
I mean, I agree with you, Jamie. That's the problem. I agree with you. I just, like you said, Notre Dame does not have rules that everybody else has to follow by. And their whole argument is, we only lost by 5 points. 5 points is going to keep us out versus a Texas A&M and a Miami. Now, that Miami one looks real suspect right now. But you lost 5 points this season. 5 points. That's where I'm saying Notre Dame's going to have their...
But their two best wins as of right now are going to be Arkansas and USC.
Yeah. Jamie, I agree.
They struggled with Boston College.
I agree with y'all.
Boston College should have won that game.
Yes.
It should not have been a face mask, Notre Dame fans. I give you that on the sack. But Boston College had every opportunity to win that football game.
My thing is, if they're being real, if they really want Notre Dame to get in, I feel like they need to get in by people losing. So I don't think they should be 13. I think they should probably be placed like 15. 15 to give a buffer for teams to lose and they can dally it up, because if they put them in the top 12 and then at the end of the year, let's say, like you say, Georgia loses, and now you're going to tell me you're going to bump Georgia out of the top 12 and keep Notre Dame in?
I think so.
But look what they did to Alabama last year, didn't they? Bama in the last AP rankings was 11, weren't they?
Yes. So that's
or not,
like
college football playoff. We were 11 or 12, one of the two.
And then we got
they bumped us out for the final one.
Because we weren't in the conference championship games, and Georgia won't be in one. Notre Dame obviously won't be in one.
Yeah, but Notre Dame won't be in one. So
but that's what I'm saying, Jacob. It depends on where they start ranking Notre Dame. If they rank Notre Dame,
why I said that's why they need to have a buffer for Notre Dame.
Yes, I would hope so. But I know how these people vote, and Notre Dame is just—it's like, oh, Irish.
Notre Dame sells
Let's
tickets.
Just put
Let's
you
be
in.
real.
Yes, and that's what it is. That's what it is. You see Notre Dame, you're going to sell tickets.
Yeah,
I don't like it.
And then I guess if you look at the way Georgia has been winning, Georgia's been the comeback kids, fourth quarter, just crazy wins. So they haven't. But Georgia would have wins over Ole Miss. Georgia would have wins over Tennessee.
Yep.
Those two wins look better than
Arkansas.
Notre Dame's win as of right now. That Ole Miss win is way better than the USC win. And arguably the Tennessee win is better, but Tennessee win is looking worse now that they've lost twice or 3 times now.
But they lost to top 25 opponents.
Correct.
They lost to number 4, number 5, and number 11 right now. Like,
So
correct.
and
But for Georgia to be in there, they would also. And what you're forgetting, if you're saying Georgia only has 2 losses to add to the resume, that would mean they also have a win over Texas. Like,
yep.
When you start looking at it, a 2-loss Georgia versus a 2-loss Notre Dame, even if they lost in the last season, I don't know how you have that argument that the Notre Dame team is better. But I also get what you're saying because Notre Dame, again, I will say it till I'm blue in the face, Notre Dame plays by different rules than everybody else.
Yes.
They do.
And my teams, my first 3 teams out are like Georgia, Texas, and the Vandy. Because the only reason I have Texas in there is because they still have 2 wins that could easily put them in there. Easily. Georgia, Texas A&M. Easily could put you in there. And Vandy, you just gave them props for Georgia beating Tennessee. Vandy got to play Tennessee. So they went out.
I agree.
They're a 2-loss team. You only lost to a Texas and Alabama, who say they don't have the better argument than a Notre Dame. But it's just that Notre Dame is Notre Dame. They don't have to do the same thing everybody else has to.
No, I agree. But anyway, all right, let's get into our picks real quick. So each week we do picks for our college football team. And this week we have the standings pretty much stayed the same, if I'm not mistaken. Going into college football. So I am still leading our picks with 48 and 28. Jacob is sitting at 45 and 31. Jonathan is at 42 and 34. And Justin, you are at 41 and 35. I forgot. Jonathan jumped Justin.
What happened?
So you had a horrible week last week. That's what happened. You picked too many upsets. You've done that for 2 weeks in a row now. So maybe this week you'll calm down a little bit with it. But we picked a few games this week to go into. So we always pick the college game day. We got BYU versus Texas Tech. Going to be a fun game, if you ask me. You got the top 2 teams in the Big 12, and the 2 teams that I think personally are going to end up in the Big 12 championship against each other again. So hard to beat a team twice. I think personally BYU is going to win this one. Actually, I should have double checked that. Or are they playing at home?
Let me check it for you.
No, they are at Texas Tech. I personally think BYU pulls it out. I'm going to rock with my original prediction. I think BYU is going to pull it out. I think their team, they've had some tight wins, but I just like them right now.
See,
how many games did we pick last week? If you don't mind me asking.
I want to say it was
5 or 6. Wow.
It was.
Because I think I got more wins than I'm supposed to have. I think I picked more than 4 games correctly. I know that.
It was 7.
It was 7?
Yeah, you went 4.
I only missed 2.
What did you miss?
I picked Cincinnati and I picked Penn State. The rest I picked correctly. I know that for a fact.
You picked Iowa State to beat Arizona State.
Did I not? I thought I picked Arizona State.
No.
That's on me. My bad. I apologize.
All right. For the pick, see, Jamie, this is where I think differently from you. I think Texas Tech gets them this week, and then they end up in the Big 12 championship, and that's where I think BYU will take it. But I think Texas Tech this week.
Give me BYU. I like BYU.
All right, cool. And then we picked a ACC game, a team we were just all talking about, thinking that they could finish running the table. Louisville versus Cal, which is Cal just had a tight one. Again, had a chance to win last week. Cal's offense is pretty good. Like sometimes it takes them a minute to get going. I really like their quarterback.
Yes.
I do like their quarterback,
Yes.
but I like Louisville right now. They're playing some good football, so I'm going with the Ville.
Yeah, same here. That Cal quarterback, if you haven't watched him, watch him. He won't be there next year. I guarantee you that. He will be at a top program next year. But with that being said, also give me Louisville.
Yeah, give me Louisville. Give me the Birds.
Perfect. Then we got an SEC matchup. Again, a team that has been running the table, been playing very, very consistent football all year long. Texas A&M versus Missouri, a dangerous team, dangerous offense. I personally think, though, that Texas A&M defense is legit, and I think they're going to do enough to disrupt that offense. And their offense is one of those that chips until they break you and break it out at the end. I see that happening again. Give me Texas A&M.
Yeah. If Mizzou had their quarterback, even though I wasn't the highest on him, but after that gruesome injury, yeah, I think Texas A&M is just going to have too much. So give me Texas A&M.
Yeah, without their starting quarterback, I don't think Missouri got it. They may keep it a little close, but at the end, Texas A&M is going to pull away. So give me Texas A&M.
Okay, cool. And Big 12 matchup, two teams that we thought were going to do better in the Big 12 this year. Honestly, that just kind of been a little bit disappointing. Iowa State versus TCU. I still am. I like the Cyclones. I really do. I like their coach. I like a lot about them. So give me Iowa State on this one.
I don't know. I haven't liked the Iowa State these past few weeks. Like, they're such an up and down team. It's hard for me to get behind them. So give me TCU.
6-7. That's what you just did. Anyway, give me
Gen Z over here.
I know.
give me TCU. Wait. Yeah, give me TCU. I think TCU gonna pull it out. Give me the Bullfrogs.
And then for our Big 10 matchup, we got Oregon versus Iowa. Oregon,
Bullfrogs.
still trying to do his thing. They're trying to prove that they need to be in there. They really do have a favorable schedule to run it through. Iowa isn't a bad team. They're a team that you have to respect. You really do have to respect them. But with that being said, I Dan Lanning's going to have Oregon ready to roll. So give me Oregon.
I know a lot about Iowa because of the Pat McAfee show, Enticement. If you've been watching Iowa, they are coming along this season. They almost have an argument that they might can get themselves up into a Big Ten championship game for a chance. I think Oregon is not hitting the way it's supposed to be. And Iowa is right now, they're on a hot streak of just playing really good. They had Indiana until the end. And they're playing in Iowa. So I'm going for the upset. Give me Iowa.
Iowa, I just don't feel like I'm looking at it. They just don't have the offense. So give me Oregon. I just they don't have an offense. So yeah, give me Oregon. Oregon by 2 touchdowns.
Awesome. Cool. Then we got Alabama State versus Texas Southern. Should be a really good game. Me personally, I'm riding with State. Their quarterback is the absolute truth. If you haven't watched him, peep him. He is the truth. I've seen him in person. That Joker's just an athlete. So give me State.
Yeah. I think Alabama State is just head over heels, just a better team. Not just talk about the quarterback position, but skill positions, line, everything. So give me State, Alabama State.
Yeah, I'm going with the home squad. I can't switch up on them. So give me Alabama State.
All right, cool.
Isn't their quarterback technically leading the FBS right now?
Yes. He's legit.
Yeah.
Legit.
Yeah. And he's a redshirt junior. So to be honest, in the year of the NIL, he's playing somewhere else next year.
Oh yeah.
And if you a school would be, I think it's going to be a bigger school too. Sometimes people get weird about the FCS stuff, and he's transferred already once, but he's playing somewhere else next year. We will see him on the FBS level or FBS Division I level.
Hey,
very, very
I know
soon.
a team that needs a QB.
Auburn, stay home.
Auburn needs a QB.
Hey, keep him in the state.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah,
hey,
keep him in the state.
Take a 30-minute ride.
Yep.
30-minute ride. But anyway, all right. And then our non-power 5 game, we got Navy versus Notre Dame. I've watched Navy this year a lot because I'm a AAC guy, but they ain't got enough to stop Notre Dame, especially Bryce loves to give me Notre Dame.
My gut is telling me pick Navy. My head is telling me you're losing, dog. You need some points. So give me Notre Dame.
Y'all might call me crazy. Y'all might call me crazy. Boston College almost beat them boys. But Navy got blew out by North Texas last week. So give me Notre Dame. Because, God, they are, I don't know. I told you, I called that last week. I told you Navy couldn't beat them last week. Because I always think they're going to fluke up, and that was their fluke. And now the tumble's going to start. They tripped. Now they're going to start tumbling. So give me Notre Dame.
No, for sure. No, Notre Dame's got Navy's got a good team. We've played them. They're really, really good. It's just, and they could favor well against Notre Dame because the reason North Texas beat them is because North Texas can just throw the football.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think Notre Dame can throw the football like that, which makes this game a little bit more interesting. I just think eventually it's one of those games that at the end Notre Dame will pull it out.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
They might blow them out, but at the end they'll pull it out. But anyway, all right. Well, that's enough on college football. We'll move on to the NFL. All right, let's move on to the NFL, and I just want to start with my team.
What team?
I don't.
Yeah, who are you?
I'm a Falcons fan.
Can't tell by the gear this
I'm a
time.
Falcons fan.
So we're just making sure.
Yeah.
I'm a Falcons fan. Do you want to talk about
Where you want to start?
the emotions that went through this household for today?
Yeah.
When Drake London makes that phenomenal one-handed catch, I'm running up and down. I'm jumping. Me and my daughter are screaming. For some reason, instead of rise up, she screamed fight. I'm screaming, what do Falcons do? She's screaming fight, fight, fight. And I'm like, you know what, baby, do whatever you want. You're 2 years old. They do fight. That's what we're doing right now. We fought back into that game to miss a field extra point.
That's the worst
To miss an
play.
extra point.
That is the
worst.
worst
And
play.
then our defense comes out.
I was about to say, y'all got the ball back, didn't y'all?
We get the ball back. And those next two play calls that we called, straight garbage. Like, but it's just like our defense is actually stepping up for us. I mean, we had the strip sack today. Like, we're doing so much to put us in positions to win. And our offense, that at the beginning of the year, first 3 games, I thought, dang, we're going to average 30 points, 40 points on people. Our offense is just completely sputtered. Bijan's doing everything he can. Did y'all see his one-handed catch while getting hit today? Jumping up. Like, London is going absolutely berserk.
Insane.
They can't do anything.
Insane.
Like, our players are doing so much for us to just crap the bed every single week.
Gotta figure out a kicker, dog. Y'all, I mean,
Nah.
what are y'all in, like, your fourth one?
I will say, from the angle that I saw it from, it looked like y'all made that kick. It looked like it was good.
Jacob,
because isn't the rule it has to go over it?
Yeah. Just a piece of it.
It looked like it went over it.
That's not helping.
Low-key inside.
Yeah.
That's not helping them.
But we're Atlanta. They're not going to give us those calls.
Y'all can't review that?
They can.
Yeah.
Did they?
No. No.
Y'all didn't throw the challenge?
You want to know what's sad about Atlanta right now?
Yeah. Something
I didn't think I was going to say. We were close to being almost the worst team in the division in our side. If it wasn't for the Saints, because we're worse than the Panthers.
Yeah.
Which they got another win today.
Yeah.
Hey,
I can't wait to
Panthers
talk
got
about
another
that
win
game.
today.
I can't wait to talk about
Yeah.
that. But
But it's just like we definitely ain't nowhere near the Bucks.
No way.
The Panthers beat us. And shoot, when we play the Saints, we might lose to them.
y'all lose
Like-
to the Saints, Shay. Oh my God.
Y'all lose to the
my
It's
Saints.
just how I'm
God.
feeling now. I've been so optimistic all year because we are so close. We are so close. I mean, how many heartbreak games do I have to have? Like, we are in these games, except for the Panthers game. We were in every single one of these games. And then it's just like, we just can't figure it out. And we can't, once we cross the 50, we can't figure it out. And then we ain't even got a kick.
Your play calling it doesn't make
So
sense to me.
weird.
Like I first started noticing it against that 49ers game when y'all went out there for that 4th down and Bijan Robinson is not out there. They already know you're not running the ball. Like, so what is the point of having one of the best running backs in the league and you're not even going to put him out there on a 4th down?
To even just give
like
that
at least
fear.
be a decoy.
Because
be a decoy.
I would get it if he's like a Derrick Henry, where you don't have to worry about him in the pass game. But Bijan, if we're being real, as great of a season he is having in Christian McCaffrey, Bijan is way more athletic than a Christian McCaffrey. But y'all don't use him that way. It makes no sense to me.
We do. We try to though. If you watch, there's a lot of stuff they try to draw up for him.
But I'm talking about the way that they utilize Christian McCaffrey. That's how it really should be, just a Bijan team. Like, there should be no one else outside of Bijan like doing it. But y'all have talent everywhere. Y'all have a talented tight end. Drake London is becoming one of the top 10 receivers in the league. And he's pushing 5. Like he's almost up there. What I saw today was unreal from Drake London. Those last few drives. Unreal. And I've been watching him and watching them and watching them. I would love Drake London. And I got A.J. Brown and Devontae Smith. You know what I'm saying? Like,
you don't need nobody else.
I know, I'm just saying, like, he's one of those players you want on his team. Like, you want that type of player on your team. And I just don't get it. I don't. Y'all have a decent line. Y'all have a outstanding defense. Like, top passing defense in the nation right now. Like,
everybody was talking about Atlanta because they went two defensive ends in the draft. Both of them rookies are playing their butts off. Both of them rookies are doing their thing. I love the draft going that way, and it's paying out. Like, we fixed our issues on defense, and that's why I was so excited about this year. But it doesn't matter. Like, it just doesn't. Yeah. It doesn't matter. Anyway,
what did y'all do? What did y'all do to God to hate y'all that bad, bro? Like, he won't give you a kicker. He won't give you like anything. Like, what did y'all do that season? That, like, at halftime, y'all had to done something in that Super Bowl.
I shouldn't have started looking for Super Bowl gear. That's what happened. Let's move on.
Let's jump into our brother, the Steelers versus the Colts. I'll let you start.
Hey, all I gotta say is that's the best team in the NFL. That's all I gotta say. The Colts, the best team in the NFL. Best.
I know you ain't talking like we didn't watch y'all versus the Packers last weekend.
And the Bengals the week before.
Hey, Jamie, you haven't won in 3 weeks. Stop talking to me. All right. Anyway, but I will say this: I am very happy and excited that our defense actually looked like a defense this week. Like, we actually went out there and played defense. We didn't let them. We kind of let them throw on us a little bit, but that's because we're playing. We had a new safety come in. We had some people sick, so we had new people come up, and we're kind of making the defense a little vanilla. But we actually got stops and takeaway. We finally got takeaways. We finally got some sacks. We just looked like a defense this week, and I'm really excited about that. But I gotta be a realist.
Mm-hmm.
Our offense looked terrible today. They looked horrible. God awful. We got to get that fixed. I mean, we're running the ball. Every time we run the ball, we get 3 yards. Why don't we run the ball? I don't understand why we don't.
Because you have Aaron Rodgers at quarterback.
You got the 30
so
minutes.
You want to lean on the veteran.
I understand you want to lean on the veteran, but our dudes are dropping passes, Jamie. That hit them in their chest. They hit them in the chest. They hit them in the hands. They're dropping passes. Or they're fumbling the ball, Roman Wilson. I'm mad at you, buddy. You almost cost us that game.
That was stupid.
And then, God, stupid. And then another thing that made me mad. Defense, you played a good game, but, like, 4th downs? How many 4th downs are you going to let up? Like, that first half, they disrespected you so much on their 25, they went for it. They did a fake punt on their own 25. Like, you know how disrespectful that is? In your own stadium. And then after that, they had another 4th and 3. They got that. And then they had another one and got it. Like, we can't stop the 4th down conversions. It makes no sense to me. And then another thing, Arthur Smith. We have a $30 million receiver. Throw him the ball. We're down in the red zone and we're throwing to a tight end.
Hey, I want to tell you something, Jacob. I warned you about that. Arthur Smith used to say, we got freaking Julio Jones. We're going to use him as a decoy. And we're going to run around. Arthur Smith used to say, we got freaking Kyle Pitts, but we're going to put in our 3rd string tight end on this formation and let Kyle Pitts throw the ball to the 3rd string tight end. Arthur Smith used to say,
Jonnu Smith. It was Jonnu
huh?
Smith. Wasn't your 3rd string Jonnu Smith?
No.
Oh.
He kept
No, I forget who it was. It wasn't him, though. It's a guy. I don't even think he's on the roster. We used to use our premier guys as decoys. Yeah. Let's just say that.
Yeah, but it made no sense to me. Also, another thing that ticks me off. In the NFL, if you muff a punt, you can't pick it up and return it.
No.
That's the rule.
That's the rule everywhere.
NFL, college, and high school.
I think that's stupid, though.
Yeah, but
I agree.
If you muff the punt, so okay, if he fumbles, I can pick it up and return it. Isn't that just basically a fumble?
No, because you gotta at least have possession of the ball. Like, I get why you'd want it changed, but technically no one had possession of the ball, so it's a spot pickup. So you're not gonna change that one. This is what I'll say about your team, Jacob.
Okay, go ahead.
I think it was a very impressive win because the Colts were on a roll and they were dog walking teams in a sense. But I mean, you said it last week. I don't think the Colts have played a complete team. Either they play a team with a good offense and a sorry defense, or a good defense and a sorry offense. And y'all have good, it should be great defense, and a good offense. And I think that's what happened today. I think Daniel Jones finally became the Daniel Jones we all knew, which I was hoping Daniel Jones could turn it around. It could just be a one-game fluke, but because most teams are not giving up 6 turnovers and 6 sacks. Like, it's just you're not getting both in the same game. You know what I'm saying? So I think,
but that's what's scary about y'all's offense.
Yes.
The fact that it was still a game with 6 turnovers and 6 sacks.
And that's where I was going to get to.
That's why I'm not too happy with the win, because we can always improve. Like, it's crazy that we started the game out. I think it's either 3 or 4 3-and-outs.
Yeah.
And one was on their 10-yard line. Yes. And it's just like, bro, something has to change. I don't know what it is, but something has to change. And then
I warned you when y'all picked him up. I don't know
you think it's Arthur Smith, but sometimes it's just people dropping the ball.
Yeah.
I don't get it. DK dropped the ball so much today. It like it's hitting him in his hands, and he's just dropping it. Darnell Washington hitting him in his hands, dropping it. It just doesn't make sense to me. And another thing I feel that hurt the Colts, we actually stopped the run today.
Yeah,
they could not run the ball at all.
Mm-hmm.
MVP candidate looked terrible today, and I'm not talking about Daniel Jones. I'm talking about Jonathan Taylor.
He hurt his chances today. Today almost, if not completely, X'd out his chance at MVP.
We shut him down. Shut him down. I'm really excited about that. But also, I do feel like that would have made Daniel Jones revert back to old Daniel Jones. They couldn't run the ball.
Yeah.
And then it was fully on his shoulders. And now it's like, okay. Then our defense started pinning our ears back. We started getting back that we're hitting him a lot. He started getting tagged a lot.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't know. All I know is we're better than the Falcons, and that's all I can be happy about.
Anyway, speaking, you bringing up the Falcons again, a team that everybody was trying to say make this guy lead, or this guy's not an NFL quarterback and all that. And was it a pretty win? No. But Bryce Young has got the Carolina Panthers winning football games. And say what you want about him. And us as Bama fans, we're telling everybody, like, he's a good quarterback. He just needs a team. And does he have a great team around him right now? No, he don't have no
No.
great team around him right now. They still have a lot of work to do.
Yes.
But talk about a guy who is figuring out the speed of the NFL, figuring out the windows of the NFL, and he's got receivers being semi-competent, making a couple catches for him and stuff like that.
And they got that running back,
They are good.
Dowell, that's changed that
Yeah.
thing too. Them, and I hate it for Hubbard because I did like Hubbard, but Dowell, that's a running back one. That's RB1.
Oh, I mean, you got to feed the hot hand. I thought
Yes.
Chuba was going to be the guy,
Yeah.
but
No.
I'm sorry.
Yeah.
But hey, field goal to win. I mean, I wish we could. I wish I had one. It's just.
I will say this. Even last week, I still think the Steelers should have beat the Packers. We just bad coaching and then missed calls in the NFL. Like that was just horrible calls. But the Packers are not the team anybody thought they were. At all.
I think that's the
At
biggest
all.
thing. They're nowhere close to this Super Bowl team that everybody it keeps on just yelling about. Like you see it on all the big sport talk shows. They're all like, "Oh, it's the Packers. Oh, look at the Packers. Jordan Love, Micah Parsons. That's all they needed." I personally, now I'm not saying he don't deserve a job, but I don't think Jordan Love is all that good. Like, I think he's an okay quarterback. I think he can keep your team in a game, but to win a game, not him. Because can we talk about that throw to the end zone where it's only a Panthers player sitting there and he just throws it to him and the Panther player dropped it? I don't know how you dropped that because that's almost a touchdown call because there's nobody in front of you. But what's that? And he has so many plays like that over his years. Like, I just don't think they're a team. It's going to kill me. And me and Jacob were talking about that earlier. I wanted to pick the Panthers to beat the Packers, but I didn't know if Bryce was playing. And so I can't remember if I did. I believe in Bryce. I agree with what y'all saying. Like, Bryce just needs a little bit more. And he got a little bit more this year with Dowell, McMillan, and them at the offensive line. They spent the money on the offensive line. And look what he's doing. They're not blowing teams out, one team. But they are they are winning. And I think if they had Bryce last week, I think they compete with the Bills. But Sam Darnold, not Sam Darnold, Andy Dalton, he just wasn't it. But yeah, I think the Panthers are definitely on the roll.
No, for sure. They really are. So it's definitely going to be. They're going to be a team to watch. I'm ready to see them and the Bucks play.
Yeah.
Because they are clearly in our part of the division right now. They're clearly the two front runners for that playoff spot. So I'm ready to see them in the Bucks play and see kind of what they want. Because really and truly, the way it looks right now, it does look like it's going to be them or the Bucks coming out. Unless we turn it around and we do our thing. But I'm getting to the point of the year where I'm starting to get a little bit despair. But we still have a chance. We still got a lot of football left to play.
One game I want to talk about real quick was it coaching malpractice to keep JJ McCarthy out all these weeks?
I don't think so.
Test Carson Wentz.
I don't think so, Jacob. I think they were really seeing like they got a great win today. I don't want to take that from them. Like JJ McCarthy, you had a great win today. You beat the Lions. I mean, impressive. It's very impressive. But there was definitely talks, Jacob, that they really wanted Carson Wentz. So I don't know if it was malpractice. I just think they had a really good win. Can he keep it going? Then we could say if it was malpractice because having him out there with
but it wasn't malpractice. It wasn't malpractice because you got to remember the reason Carson Wentz went in was because JJ McCarthy also got hurt. He got hurt.
Yeah.
And so I think it was more of in his young career, he got hurt. Right before he got hurt, he was shaking a little bit because he thought he was feeling himself, and then he got rocked a couple of games. So it was like, hey, we already shook his confidence a little bit right before he got hurt because he had a bad game. let's make sure he's truly healthy
Yeah.
before we put him back in.
Yeah.
Let's make
Okay.
sure when he's ready to go, he's ready to go. Carson Wentz should have been able to do enough for us. So let's make sure we can really go before we get there. And I think that's more of what it was than anything.
And then the last game we got to talk about, and 2 games. But we could be very quick with them. How lucky can the Broncos keep getting? I mean, dang! Every fourth quarter,
They're pretty much the Broncos and the Georgia Bulldogs are the
I
fourth quarter comeback kids.
swear, like good.
Fourth quarter comeback kids, I swear.
Of course, it starts with my freaking Eagles, and then the Giants, and then the Texans, and then they catch the breaks because if CJ Stroud's in that game, I don't think that game goes that way. Them knocking them out, that was a crazy dirty hit. That's a dirty hit. But
brother, your teammate's already on top of him. Why are you hitting
sliding
him as well?
like dirty hit? But dang, they keep getting lucky. And then the last game. Did y'all see the ending to that Bears-Bengals game? Oh my God. The Bears are blowing them out with 5 minutes left? And then y'all let them come back? They almost win. They did have the craziest way to win with your rookie tight end taking it 58 yards. It did. The Bengals get the whole side kick. It was an insane game how it ended. You thought that game was over. I'm pretty sure a bunch of people turned it off. But the ending to that game was so fun to watch.
Yeah.
So anyway, we do picks every single week, and we do picks every week, and we got some picks for our standings for the NFL this week. So in the NFL, we have a tie now. I had a 4-week, so me and Justin are tied at 72 and 49. Jonathan is sitting in third at 70 and 51, and Jacob, you are sitting in last place at 68 and 53. So getting into the picks, we pick every single NFL game, and we'll get it started. We got the team we were just talking about, Raiders versus Broncos. In this one, I'm just going to keep riding the hot hand. Give me the Broncos.
Yeah, as much as I don't want to, give me the Broncos.
Yeah, Broncos. The Raiders are trash.
Then we got the Falcons Colts. We're at 8:30 kick, 8:30 a.m. kick this week. Is this the Disney or the Nickelodeon game, or they're doing the animation game? Do y'all know that?
Yeah, y'all in Europe. I think y'all are in Germany.
I think so.
Anyway, we'll look it up. I think they're doing the animation game, but I am going with the Falcons on this one. As you know, I'm going to be the loyal fan, and I'm going to keep rocking with the Falcons.
I'm also going to go with the Falcons. I think the Colts had a really hard game. It's hard to get back up against a team that had a really hard loss. So I'm going to go Falcons.
I want to believe in y'all, but I know y'all are going to do something to mess it up, so give me the Colts. y'all are going to have that game in the bag, and then Daniel Jones is going to throw an 80-yard bomb or something like that, and y'all are going to mess it up. So give me the Colts.
All right, Browns Jets. This is going to be an interesting one, and as much as I don't want to do it, I'm super upset with how they're doing the quarterback situation over there. I don't think the Jets offense can do enough to beat that Browns defense. So give me the Browns.
Yeah. Jets bye week, but you had a good win. I don't think it keeps going. Give me the Browns.
I have been hearing rumors that a quarterback change might happen. So give me the Browns.
Okay.
I don't know if y'all have heard. Shador said he went on live and they're like, "Are you going to Colorado?" He said, "No, I have to. I'm staying in Cleveland. I got to get prepared
for a big thing.
Yes, for something big. I got to get prepared for something big. So I think this might be the week he actually. Gabriel might start. I don't think he might be the one to finish.
We'll see.
Okay, cool. Saints Panthers. That's the easy one. Give me the Panthers. I really like them right now.
Yep, Panthers.
Saints. I don't know what's going on with them. Give me the Panthers.
Bucks Patriots. Give me even though I like what the Patriots are doing, I'm just the Bucks are good. Give me the Bucks.
Ooh. Yeah, give me the Bucks. Yeah, give me the Bucks.
Yeah, the Bucks coming off a bye, they're gonna be well rested. Patriots just had that hard fought game. Give me the Bucks.
Ravens Vikings, another really good game, but the Ravens are playing for their souls right now, and Lamar's back, so give me the Ravens.
Dang, these are some hard games.
They are.
Give me the Ravens.
Y'all gonna call me crazy. If we're being honest, the Dolphins should have beat the Ravens. If you actually watch the game, every
It was
time
his
they
first
got
week
into the
back.
red zone, they either
First
fumbled
week
the
back.
ball, they fumbled the
First week
ball,
back.
missed. I don't care. Missed the field goal. Give me the Vikings.
Okay.
Cool. Bills, Dolphins, Bills.
Bills. Oh.
Bills.
Okay. Yeah, Bills.
Yeah, Bills.
Giants, Bears, Bears.
Bears.
It hurts me to say this, but if they either had Neighbors or Scottaboo, I would
Yeah.
give it to them. But give me the Bears.
That's what kind of turned it for me. Not having the running back
Yeah.
situation is Jaguar Texans. Is Stroud going to be back? It's a question.
Yeah.
And since that's a question, give me Jags.
Yeah. No. Give me the Texans.
Give me the Texans. I think the Texans are actually going to beat them, even if they have the backup.
Mm.
Okay. Cards, Seahawks. Give me the Seahawks. I'm not touching Arizona.
Yeah. Give me Seahawks.
Yeah, give me the Seahawks. They're already winning right now.
Yep. Another fun game to watch. Lions,
another
Commanders. Give me Lions.
Lions who?
Commanders.
Oh, yeah. Lions.
I think he's having this quarterback slump. Give me the Lions. Sophomore quarterback.
Rams 49ers. Interesting one. Rams 49ers. Give me the Rams, though. I like the Rams a lot.
Yeah, give me the Rams.
Rams are. Wait, is Puka going to be there? I saw Puka got hurt. Did he ever?
He could have came back in the game. He just didn't.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Then give me the Rams. Give me the Rams.
Steelers, Chargers. Another good game. We got some good games this next week, but give me Steelers on this one.
Yeah, easily. Give me the Steelers.
Give me the Steelers.
Monday night, another solid matchup. Eagles, Packers. I'm torn. I'm gonna go Smeagol's on this one though.
Be torn. Coming off a bye week, 6-2 against this team. Give me the Eagles.
Where y'all play at?
We playing Lambeau.
They're playing in Lambeau.
We playing in Lambeau. Ain't worried.
Give me the Packers.
Okay. All right. Well, that wraps it up for another week of the show. Anybody got any questions or anything like that?
Nope.
I take questions or any comments, anything you want to end on.
Nah, I'm good.
Steelers going to the Super Bowl.
Okay.
Alabama's winning the national championship.
Okay.
LeBron's the GOAT. That's all I got to say.
Anyway, all right. Well, that's a wrap for an episode. Like, comment, subscribe. If you have any things, send us a message. We'll love to read it on the air. But with that, we are out. Peace.
Deuces.